I couldn't stand it. And there it is. Now all I got to do is get it back together. I won, it lost. Alright, y'all. I'm fixing to, as you can see, I've finally mastered this thing. Not mastered it, but I've got to where I can take it apart, put it back together again, but I can't put it back together again by myself because of the way this bolt stop fits up through there. You need one more hand, or I do. And I'll show you in the next video that I make where I replace the hammer and take out the magazine disconnect, the reason why these things fit so tight. But the first thing we're going to do, I've placed the magazine in the magazine well. Take it out. This gun has been checked. There's nothing in there. And we want to pull the trigger. That's the reason why I hate it. You got to have the magazine in it before you can pull the trigger. There. Now I can take the magazine out. This is the mainspring. This is where the mainspring is located, the mainspring housing. It is attached to the bolt stop. We're going to take that out. I'm not too worried about scuffing this gun up because I had beat the hell out of it if you saw my other video. But we want to take this out, and it does not, I just push that back down to keep this thing from poking me. All that is it locks, this little tab here locks into the frame. But it does not want to ever come out by itself. I've tried and tried and tried, and it moves some, but it doesn't really move enough. So I take a punch and I'm going to tap it from up top. See if that's enough. There. It's always a struggle to get the damn thing out, and I'm going to eliminate that. There we go. There it is. That is the crux of all the problems right there. That piece right there. We're going to replace this piece with this piece, which is a two-part piece. Okay. I'll be able, with this Allen wrench, I'll be able to take the top part of this off without having to remove the mainspring housing. Now, in order to do that, we have to take this pin and knock it out just enough to get this bolt stop out of there. Just enough to get the bolt stop out of there. Let's see what I got. I'm going to place it over this. And I'm going to tap it out halfway. I'll need a 3/32 punch. Went and got a set of these at Harbor Freight. and I'm going to punch this pin out. Halfway, or just enough to get this bolt stop out. Yeah, it's moving. Let's see if that's enough. A little bit more. Yeah, maybe a little more. This is the real world. Ah, shoot. I was afraid that would happen. The whole thing came out. But there it is. That is the part that's causing me problems. You can tell where it's rubbing on the side of the barrel. See the rub marks? And we're going to replace it. Now if I can just get that pin back in, and we'll be in high cotton. But I'm sure there's a bunch of y'all out there have the same problem. I don't want to fool you by making you think it's easy. You just got to struggle with it. Now, what I need to do, and I'm running long on this video already, but this hammer strut, there is the strut that comes off the back of the hammer. This hammer strut, that little thing hanging down right there, that's what causes all the problems, and I'll explain that further probably in the next video when I tear this down. But it's got to fall to where it falls into this hammer spring, this mainspring right there. It's got to ride on that. Okay, and when you cock the weapon, it shoves that mainspring down in there, and that's what gives the pressure for the hammer. And I don't expect this thing to just snap up in there the way it's supposed to. It's just not the way my luck runs, and I'll probably have to shut the camera off. But you want it to be down, you want it to be dangling. If you get it too high, it's not going to go in. If you get it too high up in there, this bolt stop, because that hammer spring strut has got to fall where it will slide down in here, then you're home free. But this is not going to be the easiest thing in the world to get it to go back up through that hole. You can see it, that hammer strut hanging down, or I can. And all this has got to line up. Oh my gosh. Just wanted to go up in there easily. I can see the hammer strut. Now if I can... Okay, I want it to protrude through the top up here. Okay? And you can see I lack just a little bit, which means I'm going to have to turn this thing upside down, put a punch here and hit it to get it to go all the way through, and I need an extra hand to do that, so I'm not going to be able to do that on camera, but I'll get this all put back together again, get it on up in there, and then we'll test it out and see how it works. Alright, y'all. It didn't really take that long, and I was able to do it by myself, and I want y'all to see my struggles, but you don't need to see all of them. And I managed to get it all the way through. You can see where it protrudes through the top. Now, I hadn't checked it yet, but I should be able to pull the trigger, point in the safe direction, and, well, I hadn't taken the magazine disconnect out yet. Now, let's see. Alright, it fires. Now, I should be able to go into here with this wrench. Can y'all see that? With this Allen wrench, okay? Take this out. Main thing is to do that, get this to where I can do it by myself and I don't need to ask for help from nobody. And plus, just to make it a little bit more enjoyable to take the damn thing apart. Because this is a fine pistol, it's just got some quirks about it that I can't stand. And I want to be able to take it apart and clean it and whatnot without any problems. And let's see how far we got to go with this thing. Now, well, I got it almost all the way out. What's the problem? There. There it is. Now, I'm holding my breath actually. I should be able to take the bolt out. Ha! Success. Now when you go to put it back together again, you see the way the hammer is up? You got to put that... Here comes Rudy. What in the hell is he doing up? Y'all, it's 4 something in the morning here. Alright, y'all, the hammer flew up for whatever reason, or it was up. The hammer has to be down in order to put the bolt back in. Okay? Now, we'll be going back into this in my next video. And I just wanted y'all to see how this speed stop works. And it does indeed keep me from having to take that mainspring pin out. So I'll be able to field strip this thing by myself. It's not as easy as they make it seem, but it does in fact work, and I'm going to be able to do it. There's some other adjustments that I have to make when I go to put that disconnect in, or take the disconnect out and put the new hammer in. But yep, it's a real world. Alright, y'all, I didn't want to mislead y'all into thinking that this thing was a snap. It wasn't. But I had to get that. There's a spring lays on top of that bolt that pushes on this. and it didn't want me to let it go straight back down in there. I had to apply pressure in the opposite direction to get that top part of that bolt stop to drop straight down, and I was able to get it to work. Get it snugged on back down in there. Now we're going to have to be going back in here to put this new hammer and get rid of that disconnect, that magazine disconnect. But when I do go back in there, it'll be easier because I'll take this out and I won't have to go into this mainspring housing. And I'm going to try and splice this film together where it makes some kind of damn sense, because like I say, once you do it, you can't fake like you're doing it just for the first time. But there it is. That's the speed strip. It is installed. It's installed properly. Everything works. And hopefully it'll make it a little bit more enjoyable when I take this thing apart in the future. Appreciate you watching. Bye.